All right, this is section 5.5, radicals. Thank you. Tonight's homework is chapter 5, page 36, numbers 223 through 228. You're going to do them in the actual homework workbook. No, keep going, baby. All right. Let's go over what you'll be expected to do in tonight's homework. I do want to remind you that if you memorize the first 100 digits of pi, that means you look this sign up on the internet. If you memorize the first 100 digits, you get 100 extra credit points. All those names that you see up there, all of those students have done it in the past. 9th graders, 10th, 11th, and 12th. They all could do it. You could do it. I even had one girl, I assigned it, and the next day she came in and she did it. Another one of my girls made it the password for her phone. And she did it. You do what you got to do, but it is 100 extra credit points, which is like a whole stamp sheet. Okay? So you have until May 1st to do so. Got plenty of time. All right. Let's just jump into an example of what we're going to be doing on tonight's homework. I'm going to ask Micaiah to walk around and make sure that you have what I have. Jose, don't let me lose you, babe. That you have what I have, because sometimes you guys skip little things here and there and then it gets confusing. So let's say I have f of x is equal to negative 3 to the x. And on tonight's homework, they're going to want me to graph it. Kyle's going to give 2 red lines to somebody who can tell me without yelling the Fab 5 that we use for graphing any function. I see 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hands. What are the 5 points that we plot? What are the 5 numbers I plug in? Corinne?
-2, -1, 0.
Very good. Let's write that down. -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. So our function is f of x is equal to -3 to the x. Emilio, that means I want to plug in these numbers right here. Guerrero, I want to plug these numbers in for x. So can you tell me what I would write right here? Instead of x, what would I write? What am I plugging in? So please tell me what to write. -3. But I don't want an x anymore. I want a -2. Instead of this letter x, I want these numbers. So what should I put here? -3 to the... Yep. How about the next one? Next. Say it louder, please, for the video. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, this negative needs to be treated like a -1, like a -1. So please rewrite it on the next column like this. This is the same thing as -1 times all of these. If anybody messed up last year, that's where my kids messed up. They forgot that this is like, please excuse my dear. This is the multiplication. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. That's the M right there. I have a question, Hannah. Everybody watch my hand. Watch my hand. Watch my hand. Is it please excuse my dear Aunt Sally? Or is it please my dear excuse? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So it's the PMDAS. Excuse is first. So please excuse. That means you need to do the exponent first. Then you multiply it by -1. Do you see that, Nathan? So you don't multiply by -1 and then put that to the -2 power. All right, this is where I need my Kyle. Ready? On the calculator, my Kyle, they don't know. So a lot of my kids don't know how to make a -2 the exponent. Let's go. On your calculator, what is 3 to the -2? Everybody on their calculator. If you don't know how to do it now, you think you'll be able to do it on the quiz on Monday? No. So no, it is not 9. See, that's the thing. Some of y'all not getting it right. It is 1/9. Very good. I'm going to wait till everybody gets that on their calculator, because obviously on the day of the test, I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, it's 1/9. I can't tell you. You got to be able to put it and see that it's 1/9. Kyle, can you make sure everybody got 1/9, please? Who is not getting 0.11111, which is 1/9? Who's not getting that? So this is what Lorenzo went over with us last week. When you have a negative exponent, Jason, don't let me lose you, babe. When you have a negative exponent, it becomes a fraction. So this is 1/9 times -1. All right, do your calculator again. What's 3 to the -1? Jose, what do you get, baby? If you need help, let me know. You got it? Or you need help? Cesar, Cesar, show him how to put a negative exponent on this calculator. You don't know either? Yeah, oh sorry, I thought you said it won't work. Benjamin, what's 3 to the 1? Careful. 3 to the -1 is 1/3. I'm just curious though, like, what's 3 squared? 9. So what the negative means is that you put 1 over it. Okay? So 3 to the 1 is 3, so that means this is -1 times 1/3. Savannah, what's 3 to the 0? Huh? That's what a lot of people think. Do the calculator. What's 3 to the 0 power? Moses, what's 3 to the 0 power? Huh? It is 1. Good job. -1 times 1. Guys, don't mess up on this quiz because you don't know how to use your calculator. The calculator's doing all the work for you.
I use my calculator for 1 + 1.
Anything to the 0 is 1. Jaden, what's 3 to the 1? Yep. JJ, what's 3 squared? Yep. All right, let's go. One more step. Good marriage or bad marriage? Let's decide. Jacob, what's -1 times 1/9? Thank you. Jason, -1 times 1/3.
-1.
Thank you. Jose, -1 times 1. Very good, babe. Camden, -1 times 3. Aaron, -1 times 9. Yeah, baby. You're the best. Thank you so much. So this is my X value. This is my Y. Go ahead and highlight. This is your X. This is your Y. And these are the values that you're going to be graphing. Isaiah, what is my first point that I'm going to graph? -2 goes with? Yep. So we're going to graph -2, comma, -1/9. Jameson, what's the next point?
It's -1 and then -1/2.
Thank you so much. Moses, what's the next one? 0, what am I going to graph? What's my point? 0 goes with? Thank you. Seha? 1 comma. Amelia, why aren't you writing this down? Corinne, my last point, please. All right, now we're gonna graph this. This is what we're doing on our homework tonight. We're gonna put this on a graph. I have a question for you. Do I need all 4 corners of my graph with these y values? Don't yell it out. You know how there's 4 corners to a graph? There's 4 corners, right? There's 4 quadrants. Do I need all 4 quadrants? Look at your x values and look at your y values. Do you need all 4 of them? Raise your hand if you think you need all 4. So that means that your graph is going to touch all 4 squares.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so let's look at our x values. Now look at your y's. What do you notice about all your y values, Jason?
They're all negative.
Okay, so that means you're going to need all 4?
Oh, never mind.
What do you think, babe? I love the fact that you noticed that. They're all negative. Does that still mean you need all 4 quadrants?
No.
No, very good. How many think you need 3 of the quadrants? How about 2? Nice. You are going to need at least 2 quadrants. All right, let's see which quadrants you need. You are going to graph this and make sure you highlight the actual graph, please. Am I going to need the top half, like the positive y values, Isaiah, or the bottom? So I'm going to say it again, but that's my way of saying you need to pay attention. Are you with me? Thank you so much. Am I going to need the y values that are positive or the y values to be negative? So look at your answers. Look at the chart we just did. Are the y values positive or negative? Jason just said it. They're all negative, right? So that means I want my y values to be negative, like that. Annette, what are the x values that I plugged in again? -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Steven, what are my y values that I need? What's the lowest y value? -9. Very good. So I got to make sure this bad boy goes to -9. Ready? Do it with me. 1, -2, -3, -4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, I wasn't ready. I guess there was 2 more. I got to go all the way down to -9. Because my lowest number was -9. Let's remember that when I ask you about the range of my answers. So this is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, and -9. Nathan, help me out, please. We wrote out all the coordinates that we're about to graph. Can you please tell me what the first point is? What are we graphing? Seriously, great. Okay, so but what x value does it go with? Did you say already? Because I didn't hear. -1. So let's read it. Ready? Very good. -2 goes with -1/9. Corinne, where the heck is -2 here? Okay, and then I go up or down -1/9? I have a question. Where is -1/9? Yeah, it's like a stupid small number, you guys. You know what my rookies do? They see -1/9. I'm sorry, I don't mean to like make fun of anybody. If anybody did this, Camden, head up. They say this negative 1/9, they go like this. I just don't want this to be you. Ready? They go to negative 2 like this. They start negative 2, they go negative 1/9. Like they treat it like a slope. Is that right? Don't do that. It's an actual number. So if you don't know what negative 1/9 is in a fraction, which I didn't know, like I had to put it as a decimal, then graph it. Kiara, what's negative 1/9 as a decimal? Put it in the calculator. What's negative 1 divided by 9? That way you know where to graph it. What is the number, babe? Do you see how small that is? Like stupid small. So you're going to go to negative 2 and it's like right there. Look how close it is to the axis. It's not negative 1. It's not past negative 1. It's not past negative 2. It's like not even a whole 1. So think of this as dollars. $1, $2, $3, $4. We just did 11 cents. That's nothing. Camden, what's the next point that we're graphing? Negative 1, negative 1/3. Where's negative 1/3? Like how many cents is negative 1/3? Like in money. What's 1 divided by 3? Yeah, that's like 33 cents. Everybody with me? So is it past $1? Am I going to put it over here? Or over here? Or over here? I know you guys are thinking it crazy. Like, why would anybody do that? I don't know. I've been teaching for 14 years. I'm just telling you what people do, and I don't want it to be you. Okay? I know that some people see a 1/3 and they go, oh, 1/3, and for some reason they want to put it with the 3. No, it's here. It's not even a whole negative 1 yet. Yeah, who are they? Lana, what's the next point? That's easy. 0, negative 1. Yeah. Isaiah, what's the next point? Isaiah, you need to have a highlighter in your hand. You should be highlighting this. What's the next point, babe? 1 what? Oh, he's the one with the number. I can't hear you. Can you say it one more time, baby? Wait, 1 what? Negative 3? So 1, negative 3. Jameson, the last point?
2, negative 9.
2, negative 9. Right here. Now you connect the dots. And that's what you're going to do on tonight's homework. Simple. As long as you know how to use your calculator. If you don't know how to put a negative exponent in your calculator, you're going to think you put it in right, and it didn't go. It's not right. Yes, baby. I'm sorry? Okay, thank you, Corinne. Now, one of the quiz questions, Jose, don't let me lose you, babe. We're almost done. Is I'm going to ask you for the range. Jacob, if I ask you for the range of the people's ages in this class, what would you need to know to tell me the range of the people's ages in this class? Very good. You would have to know the oldest and the youngest. You would have to know the lowest to the highest. You guys with me? So if I walk in here and I want to know the range of ages in this class, you first have to go, who's the youngest in here? Who's the oldest in here? And that's the range. You guys with me? So on your quiz question, you guys are going to be asked, what is the range of this function? Jason, look at me. We're almost there. Don't let me lose you. I want you to treat the range. Mikhail, can you help Isaiah so correct? What I want you to do is treat the range like this is the elevator. I'm sorry, let me make this straight. Like this is the elevator of a building. Y'all with me? Some of you guys have heard this before. Stick with me. This is the elevator of a building. This would be like the main floor. You walk in the building. This would be like underground parking. Camden, stand up. This would be like underground parking. Look at me. Look at me. And this would be like the first floor, the second floor, the third floor, and so on and so forth. Everybody with me? Sit up. So all you have to do is go on every floor and see if you see anything that's purple, if there's any action. If there's action, then the range exists. What? That means it's in the range. Like, remember I told you what is the range of ages in here? I want to know the range of this. Like, what is the range between which numbers? I want to know where it starts and where it ends. So if you go up and down the elevator, what I want you to do is say, okay, if I walk onto, let's pick a floor, the -5th floor. I go in the elevator, ding, 5 down. Go down to 5. I walk out, I look left, I look right, and I see, do I have any action? Is there anybody on my floor? Well, there's purple here, so the answer is yes. There's somebody on the -5th floor. Because there's action here. Is there somebody on the -6th floor?
Yes.
-7?
Yes.
-8?
Yes.
-9?
Yes.
-10? What is that right there? What is this? This keeps going. Is there somebody on the -10?
Yes.
-11?
Yes.
-12?
Yes.
-100?
Yes.
Yeah. There's action all the way over here. Is there action on the -1 floor? Yes. How about on the -1/2? -1/3?
Yes.
How about the 0 floor?
Yes.
Is there somebody on the main floor?
Yes.
Raise your hand if you say yes. You're not going to die. Just make a decision. Right, it's fine. Who says no? All right, if you said yes, my question to you is this. What x value would make this cross the 0? 3 to the negative what? You agree you'd have to put a negative number in, right? You would agree? Because it's not like you can put in a positive number and it's not going to jump back up. It's not going to do this. It's not going to do that. Are you guys with me? Yes or no? So there is no number here. If I plug in -3 to the -10, 3 to the -100, what's 3 to the -10? Everybody ready? Take out your calculators. What's 3 to the -10? Point 0.00000, and then what are you going to do with that? Multiply it by? What are you going to multiply it by? It's right here. What did we multiply all of our answers by? What did we multiply it by? We multiplied it by? -1. So say that again. What's 3 to the -10? Point blah, blah, blah. Isn't it point something, something, something? And you're going to make it negative? Is it ever going to cross that axis? No. So let me ask you again. Is 0 part of your range? Are you... Wow, I can't stand when I do that. I'm sorry, guys. Are you going to have action on the main floor ever? You're not. You're not going to have floor on the 0 floor, on the main floor. There's no action. So how do you tell people that, look, there's action as long as you're right here? How do you say right here in math language? What is this range called? From what number? 0, but can it be exactly 0? It has to be less than 0. Everybody with me?
Yes.
So how do you tell people it can only be here? What letter is this right here? X or Y? This is X. This is Y. All my Y's have to be less than what number? 1? They all have to be less than 1? Less than 1 is right here. Is there anything on the first floor? Second floor? No, there's nothing happening up here. Emilio, I need you. I literally need you. I can't do this without you. Like, literally, I need everybody's eyes on me. So is there action on the first floor? The second? How about the 0 floor? How about right below the 0 floor? Yes. So how do you tell people that there's action as long as you're below 0? JJ? What letter is it? Stand up. Camden? Negative X? Negative X is over here, sweetheart. So I want all my Y's to be negative. Very good. So to answer this question, my range is Y has to be less than 0. Now we're not going to answer this part on tonight's homework. That's going to be tomorrow night's. But I do want you to know how to do it because it will be on tomorrow's warm-up, which I told you what's going to be on the warm-up? The quiz on Monday. Okay? All right, what I want to do with you is number 223 on tonight's homework. The question is to graph f of x, is equal to 3 to the x. Plug in x, and then you're going to graph it in your actual workbook. Here come the board.